What's up, guys? I'm Crystal Lee Naomi, aka Jasmine Borders on Tyler Perry's Sistas. Be sure to subscribe to the Haves and the Have-Nots review for not only reviews on the Haves and the Have-Nots, but also on Sistas. And while you're at it, give your girl a follow on Instagram at Crystal Lee Naomi. And I'll see you every Wednesday at 9, only on BET.
All right, Sisters fans, hope everyone is doing well. We are talking about whether or not Jasmine bored or, well, then again, didn't they sign the divorce papers and everything? Jasmine, Jasmine, is she alive or dead? And there's really like one key scene in the actual trailer we got last week that has me questioning whether or not her fate has been confirmed, even though it hasn't been verbally stated. So go ahead and take a moment to hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content on the channel. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description box below. So we know that in the trailer, she still has the gun pointed at Andi, and Andi's crying, "Please, Jasmine, please. Like, I told you to leave him alone." And then that's honestly all we see of Jasmine. Now, we know she does not shoot Andi because in the very next scene of the trailer, we see Andi in a robe and she's being questioned by the police. It doesn't look like she's being treated for any medical attention. So, for whatever reason, Jasmine does not shoot Andi. Now, the question is, what happens next? Did after threatening Andi, did Jasmine decide to just leave, escape? Or did she die? Did she shoot herself? Did she pull a fawn and figure, you know what? There's nothing else for me to live for. I'm dead. I mean, in the parking lot, she was just telling Fatima, "Shoot me. Go ahead. Shoot me. I don't care. I ain't got nothing to lose." So I feel like we're in a situation where Jasmine could off herself because, she quote unquote killed Gary and just figures at this point, Andi, honestly letting her live with this horrific event would be more traumatizing than just simply killing her off. So I wonder, will we be in a situation where Andi's going to experience exactly what Karen did by having someone killed right in front of her or committing suicide right in front of her? Now, I don't want to see my boo killed because, like I said, I'll give the premiere a -10 automatically if my boo is killed off in such a way. But I just see one or two things happening. Jasmine dies or Jasmine escapes. And if she escapes, it will be pretty damn dumb for her to just get away without being arrested at some point due to the fact that, remember how Andi filed a police report after being jumped in the parking lot, yet there was no follow-up on whether or not, she got arrested or anything. Because it's kind of funny because we know Hayden was the one that arranged for Zach to be in jail with drug charges and whatnot because of, what a neighbor put in his truck. But we already know he had a warrant out because of Karen. But at the same time, it's like, we don't know how quickly the police were moving to get Jasmine detained, but it's just pretty damn dumb how things turned out the way they did. So, because I was like, wait, how did Jasmine manage to get into the hotel to get Gary's keys, and why weren't the police? There are just so many questions. Did she make bail? I don't know. But when it comes to this shooting, I'm like, okay, what's next? Because when you really think about it, as much as I want my boo Crystal Lee to be on the show as long as possible, what else does she bring to the show as a character after she, kills off, well, we know Gary is alive, but basically she gets her revenge. It's just so weird. But I definitely don't think that, Jasmine's a shoot Andi and move on kind of girl. I think that she definitely wants to instill terror. And even if, she doesn't know if Gary's going to die, just knowing that she could pop up any time to get revenge is a lot juicier to let them marinate in fear. So we do have the one scene that I broke down in the trailer where we see Andi in the living room with two cops, and then there's two paramedics on the on the floor in the bedroom, and it's like it looks like the same area where Gary had fallen back into the bathroom, but at the same time we don't know if they're treating Gary on site or if they rushed him on a stretcher to the hospital. It's so questionable what the scenario was. Or did Jasmine decide to off herself right then and there and the police are doing their duty because, you know, in the situation, like, you know, with Jim and everybody, Jim being shot on the haves and have-nots, he was taken away on a stretcher and taken to the hospital. So I'm guessing that Gary was in the same position where he was rushed to the hospital. And then Jasmine, you know, of course, offed herself at the beginning of the season premiere. And then, you know, somebody had to call the cops. If Jasmine killed herself, then obviously Andi's the one that did it, because maybe she tries to save Gary. And then at the same time, it could be neighbors who hear gunshots and it's like, hey, police, 911, show up. There's some gunshots in the apartment complex. So I'm thinking, unfortunately, Jasmine does kill herself. Andi calls 911. The police rush Gary away. They're checking the scene of the crime with Jasmine in Andi's room. And then, you know, Andi's in the living room being questioned, but she's trying to figure out, can somebody tell me if Gary's okay? So that's what I think is going to happen, even though I'm not 100% sure that's going to happen. But let me know your 2 cents in the comment section below. And if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App. And with that being said, I'll talk to you all later in the next video.